How many moons does the Earth have?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Most definitely only one.
Oh, dear.
Of course.
It had to be that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, it is the moon. I think I'm with him.
Yeah.
They've changed.
They call it...
The one and only moon!
Well, the moon's around, clearly around
The
other
moon
planets.
in June, all them
Jupiter
songs, come on, they're all
There
about the
are
moon.
lots of orbiting objects, aren't there? Some of them are really...
There are lots of
far
orbiting
away.
objects, yeah. We gave an argument there were hundreds last time to confuse you, but there's another argument which seems quite compelling and interesting, certainly,
the size of that
which is
one
that
was
there are none. Which is to say that the moon is not a moon. The moon actually qualifies...
We've just discovered it's turquoise, and now it's not there.
It qualifies... it's there, but it maybe qualifies as a planet. A wanderer, a planet, because...
Well, the Clangers lived on it, didn't they? We know that. and all that.
Well, in order to be a planet, the International Astronomical Union in 2006 laid down definitions. These were the ones that booted out Pluto, I think. So it has to orbit the sun. Right. It has to be massive enough for its own gravity to make it round. It has to have cleared its neighbourhood of smaller objects. The moon comfortably fulfills the first two. On the third, it makes more sense to say that the Earth and moon together have cleared their neighbourhood. The Earth certainly hasn't cleared the moon, so they are a binary system, like binary stars.
Like lichen.
Yeah, exactly. So there is a genuine possibility some people... And the sun's gravitational effect on the moon is more than twice that of the Earth's. So we don't have nearly as much gravitational effect. So there is a good reason to suspect that we are actually in possession of a fellow planet.
It goes round the Earth.
The Earth orbits the moon as well.
What?
Yeah. Is it? I know. Go just use an asteroid. So we've been consistently inconsistent about this, but tonight we're saying that the Earth doesn't have a moon at all. So there. In the Middle Ages, what shape did people think the world was?
Flat.
I know we all think they did, but there's absolutely no evidence whatsoever. They all thought it was round. They all wrote about it as round. The Greeks knew that it was round.
Round and flat?
No,
round.
they thought it was a sphere. Terry Jones, the Python, who is something of a medievalist, as you may know, he blames Washington Irving, the American writer, for one of those being who started this lie, as he puts it. The Greeks knew it was round, he says. Chaucer knew it was round. Roger Bacon wrote about the curvature of the Earth in the 13th century. So, apparently...
Well, I think the majority of people didn't really care.
No, but they started.
As indeed, we don't now actually care that it's round. If it was square, it wouldn't bother me. I'd rush to the edge. In fact, I'd want to go right to the corner.
You sit on the corner.
How do we know it's round?
Yeah, huh?
Round the world tickets.
One is photographing. Photographing it was a very big help. We took a photograph and we saw that it was
Yes,
round.
but then you could say that about anything about people going to the moon, and we know they didn't.
If it weren't round, all the flights of aeroplanes, if it weren't round, just nothing that we...
How do we know they just don't fly, just circle round for a bit and let you think that you're going miles and miles and miles and just come down, like, you know, a couple of hours away, and they've set Russia up a lot nearer than it is?
It's a really, 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 really long oblong shape.
On a track, like an electric bike, and they just move it.
Whizzing
The
round.
plane goes up, the plane doesn't move. They move the country in front of them.
Are all the stars round?
I can't answer that. I think probably most...
But yet you know what people thought 500 years ago.
Can I read books? Yes. Have I visited every star in the universe? No. Is that something that you find difficult to understand? You set me off. You've set Sir off again.
Don't you think that this series has reached the point, with a dedicated following who trust us, that this would be the point where you could say just one thing in a show? You could say, just like this, the world isn't round. It's been proven. Most people will now believe it to watch this show.
Well, I can say with some confidence, ladies and gentlemen, the world is not round. It is an oblate spheroid.
No, that's not what I meant.
No, I'm sorry. I was being literally...
Pine cone. If you'd said the world is shaped like a pine cone. Just to see how many letters we get.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see, wouldn't it? Get some at last, anyway. Apart from the... well, you know who you are, don't you? And I tried it, and it was a disaster. Yes, no, since the 4th century BC, almost no one in the history of the world has believed that the Earth is flat. It's a common misconception, and indeed the song lyric, they all laughed at Christopher Columbus when he said the world was round, but he didn't think that the world was round. He thought it was actually pear-shaped, funnily enough. What quite interesting object is at the very end of the Earth?
Telford Town Centre. Although I would argue about the interesting bit.
At the bottom of Patagonia?
It's right down there, yes. It's the southern pole of inaccessibility.
Is it the off switch?
To stop it spinning.
Plug hole.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's most unusual. It's a bust.
There's a bust.
There's a bust.
Oh, worth going then.
In the sense not of a pair of breasts, but in the sense of a sort of head and shoulders and front bit of a human being.
No, we didn't really think there was a big pair of tits.
It's of a living 20th century person, now dead.
A man.
Yeah.
Stalin.
Oh, the one before.
Lenin.
Vladimir Ilyich Lenin is there, right in the middle.
My
It's just
word.
bizarre. This southern pole of inaccessibility is more remote and hard to reach than the geographical South Pole. And in this very year, the destination was reached by a team of 4 Britons called Team N2I. Rory Sweet, Rupert Longston, Henry Cookson and Paul Landry. And we have one of this expedition in the audience. Mr.
Is it Lenin?
No. Mr. Rupert Longston is here. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't that bizarre? Phenomenal. Rupert, how far did you actually have to travel? Because there was no mechanical power, was it?
No mechanical power. We travelled 1,100 miles in total. Some of it was cross-country skiing and then kite skiing.
Was it cold?
When that picture was taken, I think it was minus 60 degrees Celsius.
What did you eat?
Food was
Food.
fairly repetitive. It was chocolate, cheese, salami, pasta, lots of it. And one day towards the end, when we'd been eating the same thing for about 40 days, we played laxative roulette. And with one person who had laxatives in their food, we didn't know who.
Well, I bet you did.
Not straight away. The consequences were quite obvious after a while.
Does it freeze as it comes
Oh!
out? Is it a shard of shit?
When did the Russians put that there?
1958.
Good Lord. Rupert Longston, congratulations on doing an extraordinary first and being very, very foolhardy and very brave and very brilliant.
Clearly not an extraordinary first. There was a statue there when they...
No, they went under their own power. No one had ever done that before. Congratulations. Thank you very much, Rupert. Thank you. That's amazing.
I like the idea of that, though, the idea of going and doing that with no mechanical device whatsoever. His moon mission's going to be amazing. Give me a man up a ladder going, oh, this is madness.
Right, we start off with how many oceans are there on Earth?
Oh,
No. 6, I can count them. First time on the show.
Yeah. Straight into that trap. Any more? 5. What? 1 is the correct answer.
Well, they're all joined, aren't they?
That is the reason, indeed. According to America's National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, there's only one ocean. It's the world ocean. It covers 71% of the world's surface. So, to make it a bit more convenient, they divide it into 4 smaller oceans: the Pacific, the Atlantic, the Indian, and the Arctic. And the US Board on Geographic Names recognises the southern, that's the Antarctic Ocean, as a 5th, but the International Hydrographic Organisation has not yet approved it, and I imagine there's going to be a fight. Largest ocean in the solar system. Anybody?
In the solar system?
What do we reckon?
Well, it's not going to be an ocean with water in it, is it?
Well, that is the thing that we do not know.
It's one of the moons. Is it the one?
Yes.
Eucalyptus.
What's it called?
Titan. It's bound to be Titan. That's the only moon.
Euripides?
Europa.
Europa.
So I'm going to give you an extra point for that because, yeah, very good. Absolutely. It's Jupiter's moon, Europa. The Hubble telescope has detected a water plume which is 20 times higher than Mount Everest. So possibly there is 3 times as much water on Europa as there is in the world ocean.
If it's water.
Well, it's hard to
We
say.
don't know what could be custard.
Famously, Jupiter custard.
If it's custard, where were the eggs sourced?
Are you worrying about the organic nature of Jupiter?
No, I wouldn't mind if it's sort of powdered custard, but either way, you've got to think, where's the vanilla come from, the eggs? Got to think about it scientifically.
Well,
because that's one of the things that means it probably isn't custard.
Yes.
That's why they've jumped to water. I'm examining it properly.
Please don't let this be caught by you, this system that David employs.
I like powdered custard.
How does this happen to me?
How many poles are there at the ends of the Earth?
Oh, now, obviously, now
Well,
there's clearly
that's a
some-
dangerous...
I think maybe there are 4. There's the top of the Earth, and then there's the magnetic... What is that? Is that what you're getting at?
Yes, it is. I'm getting how many North Poles and South Poles are there in
2
both?
of each.
So you're saying 4?
I really tried hard.
You did try hard. You've got to use that, but take it further.
8.
Have another go.
Oh, no, I've blown all my elephant points now. 16.
It's 11. I know it sounds bizarre, but I'll try and take you through them. They're the 2 geographic poles, as they're known, North and South geographic pole. That's where the Earth's axis of rotation meets the surface, as it were. So that's, you know, pretty obvious. You'd think. There's the Earth, and it's spinning round. You know, there's the...
I'm just saying... I'm just not sure whether that's the best mime you could have done.
Right.
Where the geographical pole where this happens.
I was trying to be like, it's going round the...
Is that what happens when you get there, sir, is it?
Oh, well, look, OK. There are the 2 geographic poles.
Yes.
There's the geomagnetic poles, where the Earth's magnetic dipole meets the surface.
Obviously.
Yeah. There are magnetic poles where geomagnetic field lines point vertically into the ground in that way that electrical fields and magnetic fields do. Yes.
I want to go home now.
All right. You can. We're going to get through these. Girls never like the physics. It's odd. Joe's
Please,
the
I
same.
feel sick, sir.
Even Polar Guy, who's kind of into this as a topic, has dozed off at this stage.
There we are. There are 11 poles, 2 geographic North and South poles, 2 magnetic poles, 2 geomagnetic poles, 2 poles of inaccessibility, 2 celestial poles, and 1 ceremonial South pole.